Okay, so we have just gotten the Modern Warfare 3 reveal trailer, and we've had the Shadow Siege live event in Warzone, and the trailer was awesome, introducing No Russian to us, and I thought that the event was really fun as well. But we have also learned a lot of stuff regarding Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, and I'm not going to lie, I am very annoyed. So this video is going to be quite different to other content here on the channel. I don't make many Rant videos, but I am quite emotional here because I really don't want to see another Vanguard zombie situation, and I feel like we're in for that yet again. Now, recently a bunch of YouTubers and influencers did get flown out to Sledgehammer Games, and whilst they were there, they did get to play the game early, and they learnt a lot of stuff regarding Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. I know a bunch of people have already posted videos on their thoughts. I haven't watched a single YouTuber's videos about their thoughts, so I do wonder whether a lot of other people are feeling the same sentiment as I am, and if other people are really annoyed as well. If not, I just wonder how authentic their opinions actually are, because for me, I'm very annoyed. But before I actually get into the rant and share my opinions and thoughts, let's actually go through everything we've learned surrounding Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. So first of all, we received an image of it, and as you can see, it seems like it's going to be played on Urzikstan potentially, as there is a Burger Town logo in the background. It could be set somewhere else. We're not entirely sure on the exact setting. However, we know that it's going to be played on a large map, presumably one of the maps that's also accessible in Warzone, but we don't exactly know. Also, the mimics, which were an enemy type of course in Cold War Zombies, are back. I don't really like this. I wanted to see completely unique enemy types, special enemy types in Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, because this is the first ever year that we're seeing a modern era Zombies installment. I don't want to just see the same enemies we've seen in Cold War Zombies. Save that for the Cold War Zombies sequel. Don't just reuse all of the same enemy types from Cold War Zombies. It just doesn't fit the vibe and the aesthetic that they're going for with Modern Warfare Zombies, in my opinion. Now, Modern Warfare 3 Zombies has been described by Call of Duty as being the biggest Zombies installment to date. Let's just quickly call complete BS on that. That is obviously not true. The mode is a bastardized version of what Zombies is, which I'm going to come on to in a second, and also it's not even true Outbreak. This was supposed to be the sequel to Outbreak in Black Ops Cold War Zombies, and it just isn't. And with no round-based and with it not being the sequel to Outbreak, there's no way this can be the biggest Zombies. Yes, I think maybe the map will be the biggest map we've ever gotten in Zombies, but I think that's about it. The actual mode itself won't be. So they released this official description saying, for the first time ever, team up with other squads to survive and fight massive hordes of the undead in the largest Call of Duty Zombies map ever. Modern Warfare Zombies tells a new Treyarch zombie story with missions, core zombies features and secrets to discover. Adapt or die in a fight against the ultimate threat. And like I said before, a bunch of YouTubers have learned exclusive information surrounding this mode, and they've been revealing what they've learned, and I want to give a huge thank you to Magua, who has provided this very nice summary of pretty much all of the important details to learn regarding Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. So essentially the mode is just going to be DMZ Outbreak. It's Outbreak and DMZ combined. It's going to be an extraction based mode, so you can extract things like perks or special items such as the ray gun. So yes, the ray gun is going to be back, and use it in the next rounds. Now, although it's Outbreak styled, rounds are played on a massive map with side objectives, contracts and more that progress the map difficulty. The storyline is apparently going to be set between Modern Warfare 2019 and Modern Warfare 2. So as you guys know, of course, Zombies came over to Verdansk when the Vodianoi ship randomly transported in time from the 80s 4 years later to 2021, bringing zombies with it. It most likely went through a Dark Ether rift, and then of course we nuked Verdansk, and I'm guessing we're going to learn more of the backstory surrounding that boat and how it actually transported. But apparently the main storyline is going to be about a group which is called Terminus Outcomes, which is a mercenary group trying to weaponize Ethereum by starting an incursion. So they've managed to steal a couple Ethereum canisters, and basically they're just unleashing it. So that's going to be explaining how the zombie situation is coming about, and we do know that when Rebirth Island was last seen, it was taken over by mercenaries, so I wonder if that has something to do with the zombie storyline here. But what we've learned about the storyline so far is very basic, so it's too early to tell what the storyline's actually going to be about, even though I'm not really looking forward for this mode from a gameplay perspective, because it doesn't look promising with what I'm about to get into, which is the most annoying part. At least the mode will probably have a really awesome storyline and lore. It's also apparently going to be getting full-on cutscenes, which I'll come on to in a second as well, and I'm sure they look beautiful. So yeah, I'll of course be covering all of the storyline information you need to know about this mode here on the channel, but honestly, if I really don't enjoy this mode this year, I'm going to struggle when it comes to making gameplay orientated videos. And apparently there's going to be two different factions you're going to be able to choose, which are Deadbolts or Terminus, so you'll be able to choose which faction, I guess. Again, it's going to be similar to DMZ with the faction system probably. So here is why this mode completely sucks. It's going to be on a 60-minute time limit. Yes, that's right, you only have 60 minutes to play. It's not an infinite survival mode. Near the end, the Ether Storm will push you towards an exfil. So yeah, it's basically exactly like DMZ. Now, essentially it's just DMZ but without the player versus player element. It's still going to be just player versus zombies. There's going to be 24 players in total making up 6 different teams, and like I said, you don't fight against each other, you're just all going to be, I guess, working together. I guess it's a race to whoever manages to exfil first possibly. It seems like there will be squads of 4, but there'll be a max of 6 on each team. Now here is another very annoying thing. Not only is there a 60-minute timer, although there is no PvP element in the game, there are actually going to be regular human AI around the outskirts of the map. Near the middle there will be tougher zombies, so you'll see mimics, abominations, etc. So yeah, like I said before, it seems like we're just getting the same special enemy types from Cold War Zombies. Why? I wanted to see stuff new. I don't want to just see the same enemies we fought in the last game, especially when the era is completely different. It makes sense to see completely brand new enemy types, but I digress. I would have liked to see them, you know, incorporate zombies mixed with technology like we saw a concept art a while ago, because that would fit the theme of Modern Warfare Zombies, but we're not seeing that. Apparently bosses that are back are the Mimics, the Manglers, the Panzer Soldat, the Krasny Soldat, and the Hellhounds. I feel like this is just such a wasted potential of Modern Warfare Zombies, because there's so much cooler things they could have done with this setting and this era, and they haven't utilized that. So strongholds are going to be back again from DMZ and Warzone 2. God damn it, this mode actually sucks. Like, I'm reading this right now, it completely sucks. There will be 3 tiers of human AI. Now, Charlie Intel has been saying that apparently these human AI are only in the first beginning that you have to defeat, and there'll be normal zombies as well. There's going to be a first wave. However, judging from this description and what other people are saying, I think Charlie Intel might be incorrect on this, and there might still be normal AI around the map, because other people are saying that there's less human AI as you get closer to the inner map zones and as the Ethereum zone closes in, which sounds different to what Charlie Intel described, so I've got a feeling they might be incorrect about that. If it's just at the start, it won't be too bad, but at the same time, why? I just don't get it. I hate normal AI soldiers. This is why I didn't like DMZ, was a big part because it had normal AI soldiers. They're just annoying, being able to shoot back at you. Of course, that's why the Panzers were so annoying, because they could shoot at you essentially. But now that you're going to have literal physical soldiers shooting at you, I just hope that, like I said, this is really toned back and it's like Charlie Intel is saying, and it's not too bad. But even if there's no AI, normal AI soldiers, this mode is still bad from the description that I've heard. So apparently there's going to be story missions that progress the storyline. The story is told in 3 acts. With the end of each act, you have a sub-map that only your squads load into. It's a linear mission that ends with a cutscene. And I'm sure the cutscenes will look very beautiful for this mode, especially since we'll be playing as the Modern Warfare characters. Apparently the mystery box is going to be back, Pack-a-Punch is going to be back, buy stations will be back, ammo depots, etc. will all be back. As the inner circle closes, the Ethereum circle, the zombies will get higher and spawn more frequently, giving you less time to loot. At the start, it'll be a lot slower. The world is apparently full of secrets, so there'll be lots to discover, Easter eggs, side quests, you know, different things you can do around the map. Treyarch have described the mode as being extremely difficult. There will be schematic systems as well that will allow for permanent and temporary upgrades, and it seems like you're going to be able to use these schematics to build things like perks and stuff like that. Now, just like in DMZ, you're going to be able to exfil at the end, and that'll be how you keep your upgrades, your perks, your equipment, etc. And I'm just not a big fan of this. I'm not a big fan of this extraction shooter style of games. I don't want it to be like this multi-progression thing. I just want to jump into one game of zombies and not have to worry about things that I've collected in prior games or worry about collecting things for future games. I just don't like that. It's too convoluted for me. Well, it's not even that convoluted, but it's just that I just want to focus on the one game that I'm in. I don't want to be thinking about all these other games, if that makes any sense. And yeah, I just don't like the pressure of the Ethereum gas slowly closing in on you and basically restricting the map you can explore. What I liked about the first Outbreak was being able to explore the full map. I don't want to think, well, after 10 minutes of playing, I'm not going to be able to access this section of the map anymore, because then it doesn't feel like true sandbox, because I'm limited by the outcome of the game and what map is cornered off or not. And then you either exfil at the end or end up in a high threat zone. There will be a currency system or an economy as well, which will just be essence, just like in Cold War Zombies and Vanguard, which you'll get by just doing the regular things, looting, activities, contracts, killing zombies, and you can obviously use these to buy stuff from buy stations, wall buys, perks, etc. Anyways, before I continue with the rest of the rant, I first have a very awesome message to share with you, and we'll get right back into it. This video has been kindly sponsored by Warhammer 40,000 Tacticus, which is an entirely free-to-play game on iOS and Android devices. Tacticus is the definitive tactical mobile game for Warhammer, set in a sleek, living and vibrant far future setting. Collect, upgrade, assemble and lead the champions of the Imperium, Chaos and Xenos in quick battles on the go. Enjoy tactical fast-paced battlefield gameplay in the palm of your hand. It actually just celebrated its first year anniversary on August 15th, and to celebrate the first playable Tyranid champion, the Neurothrope arrives on August 20th for you to enjoy. Collect and lead legendary Warhammer 40,000 champions, discover the Warhammer universe and lead your team to victory, join a passionate community of gamers and Warhammer fans, fight anytime and anywhere in fast-paced PvE campaigns, and also in massively collaborative boss fights under their guild banner. Fight against or strategize with the other players in high-stake battles. With tactical battlefield gameplay at its heart, Tacticus introduces beautiful and detailed hex battlefields inspired by the best traditions of tabletop gaming. The fluid gameplay, the high production value and responsive user interface invite you to enjoy the fast-paced battlefield gameplay in the palm of your hand. It's a brand new turn-based tactical strategy game set in the eternal conflict of Games Workshop's Warhammer 40,000 universe. You bring some of the universe's most powerful warriors to lightning-fast tactical skirmishes where you are in full control and only superior tactics can deliver victory. Expand your collection across multiple factions to find new tactical possibilities as you bring your troops to battle and sweep the galaxy clear of all resistance. New players and grizzled fans of the Warhammer universe alike will find challenge in Tacticus as they progress and compete in various game modes, PvE, PvP, live events, guild raids and much more. Customize the ultimate warband. It's your task as a collector to build your collection into an elite league of warriors capable of meeting any challenge. Equip your heroes with the ultimate gear wrestled from the hands of your enemies to enhance their attacks, armor and abilities on the battlefield. Not every warrior is ideal for every task, however, make key strategic choices in who to promote and pick teammates with complementary abilities to maximize your chances in battle. Engage in turn-based battles. Strategic choice in how to build your squad is only the beginning. Once the enemy closes, you must take advantage of terrain and positioning as well as developing your troops, weaponry, specific traits and specialist abilities to prevail. Martial skill reigns supreme. Choose your alliances wisely, collaborate within your guild in raids against some of the most dangerous beings of the galaxy. You must unleash your guild's entire arsenal of heroes and tactical tricks to outsmart the relentless enemy and establish your guild's dominance on the top of the global leaderboards. So if this game sounds right up your alleyway, you can check it out via the link in the description for free. Okay, so now with all of that information out of the way, let's get into the rants. Why does this mode completely suck? Well, personally for me, I didn't like DMZ in Warzone. I was looking forward to it pre-release, you know, from the information that was being revealed or leaked, but most of the leaks didn't end up coming true, and most of what was leaked wasn't actually even in the mode that made it sound a lot better than it was. And I played the mode on release, and personally I could just never get into it. It's a mode that I don't think I'll ever enjoy. It's just not for me. I'm happy if you can enjoy DMZ. If you've had a lot of fun on it the past year, I am happy for you, but personally it's just not a mode that I get enjoyment out of, and I don't think I ever will get enjoyment out of. It's so different from what I enjoy about Call of Duty, particularly, you know, a zombies or a co-op style mode. So yeah, I just really didn't enjoy DMZ. And another reason why I don't think I'm going to like this Zombies and why I didn't like DMZ is it just doesn't really have an option for solo. Yes, you can play it, but it's just not as enjoyable, and it'll be the same with this. This is going to be a situation where you mainly need to play with a team if you want to have fun, and there is a big portion of the Zombies fans and the Zombies community that just want to play solo. Those people are being abandoned here. With the first iteration of Outbreak, it was still more fun if you had other people, but it was still fun on solo as well. And if Trek are describing this mode as very difficult as it is, assuming it's difficult with other people as well, just imagine how difficult it's going to be on solo as well. It's going to be painful. But despite that, I have always, and I've said this in countless prior videos, I have always been open to the idea of a DMZ Zombies mode, because DMZ has had a big player base over the past year. It seems to be the only thing that people have liked from Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2, and there's plenty of YouTubers that post very regular DMZ gameplays and get very good views. There's clearly a big audience there, so I was completely fine with them wanting to do a Zombies mode that's mixed with DMZ. However, I always wanted it to be a separate mode, so we would still have a regular version of Outbreak, but then we also have DMZ Outbreak as well, and then potentially round-based. However, it seems like we're just going to be seeing DMZ Zombies in this game, so if you didn't enjoy DMZ, it is very unlikely that you're going to enjoy this mode. You might enjoy it a bit more than the initial DMZ, especially because there's no PvP elements, and zombies are just a lot more enjoyable to fight than regular AI soldiers, which is why I was saying earlier, I don't get why they've even added any regular AI soldiers in this mode. It doesn't belong in Zombies. I just don't know what Treyarch are thinking. Well, actually, I do know what they're thinking. What they're thinking is they need to create a mode that is catering towards DMZ fans. They have made this mode specifically not for Zombies fans. They want to bring people over from Warzone and DMZ to play this instead, because it seems like DMZ is going to be getting discontinued and not be updated anymore. So they need to try and bring that player base over to Zombies. But the thing is, it's not pleasing Zombies fans. I am not looking forward to this mode, literally at all. Like I was saying before, I didn't enjoy DMZ, so why am I going to enjoy this mode? What I get enjoyment out of Zombies is being able to play indefinitely. I want to take my time. I want to pace with it. I don't want to be feeling pressure to exfil at the end of a game and have a very short period of time to do anything. It's not what Zombies is, and like I said, it's totally fine if they want to make a DMZ Zombies mode. But if they make a DMZ Zombies mode, they need to ensure that there is still a regular version of Outbreak as well, and that doesn't seem to be what we're getting with this mode. And I just find it so ironic that the whole multiplayer side of Modern Warfare 3's marketing is all about the return of classic features and classic COD. They're bringing back so many features such as red dots, you know, a load of classic Modern Warfare 2 maps, map voting, so many different features back in multiplayer. But then Zombies is the complete opposite. This mode is not made for Zombies fans, it's made for DMZ fans. I really think that this mode is just not going to please original Outbreak enjoyers, which I am one of them. I really loved Outbreak the first time, which is why it is so sad that this isn't really the sequel of Outbreak. It's a glorified extraction shooter that caters to DMZ fans and not really Zombies fans. DMZ Zombies is going to split that community apart and cater to a very specific niche. I also imagine that because they're trying to cater to DMZ fans here, they're also not going to please DMZ fans, because I think DMZ fans will just prefer the original DMZ, not Zombies DMZ, because it had PvP. Well, if this mode doesn't have PvP, I think DMZ fans are going to be upset as well, and they're not going to enjoy it as much. But then Zombies fans are also going to be upset because this mode is so different from what Zombies is. And like I said, there just isn't an alternative if you don't enjoy DMZ, and I didn't enjoy DMZ. And I'm sure that this mode will be a lot more in-depth than regular DMZ because it's Treyarch, so there'll be a lot more Easter eggs and side things you can do. But if we also look at the description, it seems like there's going to be no main Easter eggs for this mode. Cutscenes will be given to you on the storyline via these missions, so there's not going to be like big Easter egg hunts. I'm sure there'll be side Easter eggs, but yeah, there's not going to be like a main quest that you can do. And I really liked the main quest that we saw in the first iteration of Outbreak, so to see them not use this big open world Zombies playing field to their advantage is just disappointing to see. This mode, a complete joke, and what I'm really worried about, and this is what I was concerned about when it was first leaked that Modern Warfare 3 Zombies would apparently be getting developed by Treyarch in this game and it would be Outbreak, is that this is taking Treyarch's time away from Call of Duty 2024 Zombies. Next year's Call of Duty will be Treyarch's big comeback, hopefully. That'll be the sequel to where the cliffhanger left us at the end of Black Ops Cold War, with Peck heading to the Pacific, and that game will have round-based zombies. And what I'm praying for is that hopefully next year they have a true second iteration of Outbreak, a true sequel to Outbreak, because this isn't Outbreak, this is a bastardized version of everything that Outbreak was and is. And the problem is I was actually really looking forward for Outbreak returning. Like I said before, when it was leaked that Outbreak would be back in this game, I said, you know what, I'm very concerned that Treyarch's development time is being taken away from the next game. They need to be focusing on that. Although I was cautious, you know, I was hopeful to see the return of Outbreak, but this isn't Outbreak, let's be honest, this is just DMZ with zombies. It's not what we liked in the first iteration of Outbreak, so how can I be excited? I was looking forward to something that doesn't even exist. This isn't true Outbreak. And I'm also concerned about another Vanguard Zombie situation where we get an underbaked zombies experience that is not satisfactory, is not expansive enough, and it just doesn't do enough, because Vanguard Zombies hurt the Call of Duty Zombies brand immeasurably and irreparably. We will be feeling the ripple effects of Vanguard Zombies for years and years to come. I'm sure there are so many Zombies fans that played Vanguard Zombies and now they're never going to come back to the COD Zombies community again because they feel so burnt by that game. And I think we're going to see a similar situation with Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, where a bunch of people just do not care about this mode, and it's going to drive away Zombies fans so much. And this means that come COD 2024 Zombies, let's say Treyarch knock it out of the park, it's an amazing experience, you know, it has so much to offer, so much, and it returns to the roots with round base, but still has a really awesome iteration of Outbreak. Well, maybe there's going to be a load of fans that have left the community forever now, and they're never going to come back because of Vanguard Zombies and Modern Warfare 3 Zombies in a row that are both bare bones complete. Well, actually, I think this isn't going to be a bare bones experience, but it's still not going to be satisfactory. You know, with Vanguard Zombies, there wasn't even a pause feature on launch, and that's because Treyarch were forced in a very short period of time to work on it, and they had to work on the new Modern Warfare engine, and they're working on the new Modern Warfare engine again with Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, and maybe that's why there's only a 1 hour countdown because maybe they just haven't gotten long game zombies properly working on this engine yet and it's causing lots of crashing issues. And if so, I hope this is all fixed by the time that COD 2024 Zombies swings around. They need to have all the pausing sorted on launch and you need to be able to play forever. Now yes, I could be overreacting regarding all of this news because we haven't even seen gameplay yet, but we've gotten the full description of the mode. We know that there's going to be regular AI soldiers, normal people, and there's also going to be a 1-hour countdown, and the description of the mode is identical to DMZ. It's just DMZ with no PvP and zombies. So like I said before, it'll be more enjoyable than DMZ if you didn't like it and you're more of a fan of zombies, but it's still going to be, you know, a not enjoyable mode if you don't enjoy DMZ. I don't understand what Treyarch could reveal about this mode that will suddenly make me like it or make anyone else who hated DMZ like it. I personally think DMZ completely sucked. It wasn't for me. And now I have nothing to play this year if this mode completely sucks just as much as DMZ. And I know there's probably going to be a lot of people angry in my comment section because you love DMZ, and like I said, you can have your enjoyment, it's not for me. And I am mostly a fan of zombies. If it wasn't for zombies, I probably wouldn't be caring about Call of Duty anymore. It's the last string that has me holding on. It's the main thing I care about, and it's the videos. When I make zombies videos on the channel, it's something I care way more about than when I make videos about other stuff. And you know, this year is just going to be a massive letdown. And like I said before, Vanguard Zombies really hurt Call of Duty Zombies' brand, and I think Modern Warfare 3 Zombies is going to do the same. And you have to think of it like an investment. Let's say Call of Duty Zombies' brand is worth $100. Obviously it's not, but let's just say it was. Vanguard Zombies were released and it completely destroyed its market share. So let's say it went down to £70. Well, Modern Warfare 3 Zombies then comes out again and it goes down to £50. Well then, you know, you have a lot less value in the zombies mode. There's going to be a lot less people that try out COD 2024 Zombies because they feel burnt and misled by the last two zombies. They might be thinking that the marketing was very manipulative. For example, Vanguard Zombies hyped up the mode and made it seem really cool, and then it released and it was just so bare bones. You know, it didn't even have an Easter egg on launch. So people, for example, when COD 2024 Zombies' marketing starts getting released, they might look at the marketing and they might think it looks cool, but they might think it's another Vanguard situation or a Modern Warfare 3 Zombie situation where can they even trust the marketing? Maybe the mode will release and it's just going to be missing a load of basic features like Vanguard Zombies and Modern Warfare 3 Zombies apparently are. And like I said before, I totally don't mind them doing a DMZ Zombies mode, but I understand that zombies always needs to innovate. Some people just latch onto the past and they think that improvements shouldn't be made. It should just stay as what made zombies special, but I disagree. I was a really big fan of the fact that we had both round-based and Outbreak in Cold War Zombies. I think it was good that we had both, and there were a lot of fans that just wanted to see round-based, or even some saying they just wanted to see Outbreak, and I was like, no, they need to do both. Try out this new open world zombies with a lot of room for innovation, but still cater to your core audience who have been with you for so many years with round-based zombies. Why can't they do both? Why? And this year, it's an even worse situation because Outbreak at least catered somewhat to round-based fans because you could play indefinitely, it was still technically rounds. And this year with DMZ Zombies, well, it's not going to be catering to Outbreak fans. I don't think they're even going to like this, and it's not going to be catering to round-based fans, it's catering to Warzone and DMZ fans entirely, almost. So, like I said before, I think they're just trying to get that player base over to Zombies, and that is fine. I am totally okay with Treyarch trying to bring in new players over to Zombies because that is how the mode evolves and that's how the player base and the fans grow over time. But with every innovation or new mode you make, don't just forget and abandon the old, because you might be bringing in new players from DMZ, but you're going to be losing the players that were with you previously. You're not going to be increasing the player base of Zombies if you're doing this. You're not. Instead, you should be still having the core of Zombies and what made it solid so that those fans are happy, whilst also building upon it and having a new mode that brings in a new player base from an entirely different but similar player pool, because at the end of the day, we're all fans of Call of Duty, but even in Call of Duty, there's millions and millions of fans worldwide. We all like different things, we all have different opinions. I think it would have been better if Modern Warfare 3 Zombies never leaked as apparently having an Outbreak mode, because for us Outbreak enjoyers, we started setting expectations that this would essentially be a much better version of the first Outbreak. It would just be Outbreak again, but improved upon, but it isn't. This is not Outbreak, this is just DMZ Zombies. The only similarity it shares with Outbreak is the fact that it has an open world sandbox large map element, and the sort of exploring aspect is similar, but other than that, the actual gist of the mode is not the same. The objective of the mode is not the same. It's so different. If it never leaked, we would have never set these expectations, although we would have still been similarly annoyed that Treyarch are once again being pulled off of their more important COD 2024 Zombies project to work on another developer's game, Sledgehammer, again, literally twice now. Now, like I said before, I really hope that the true sequel to Outbreak comes with COD 2024 Zombies, because I know Outbreak received a lot of criticism and a lot of hate. A lot of people hated on Outbreak. They didn't enjoy it. They found it too slow. They found the world too empty. And I agree with those things. I did think the gameplay was too slow, and I did find it too empty. I did think that the world needed to be more interactive and have a lot more to do, because my vision for an Outbreak sequel was we would be able to play on the full map, a massive map, instead of teleporting from map to map. And that seems to be what's happening with Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, where, you know, you can just play on a large map, not just sections from it like the first Outbreak. So in that sense, it's good. However, I wanted us to have the ability to just explore the own map and play at your own pace, and be able to complete all the side objectives, all the little side quests and Easter eggs, and the main quests, I guess, if they had them on the map, as well as the main objectives on the map. And you would be able to do that at your own will, instead of the first Outbreak, where of course there's just a random Outbreak objective per round that you teleport between. Instead, there might be just many main objectives all over the map, and you can choose which one you do first, and then each time you complete one, the difficulty gets harder on the map and the zombies start moving faster, etc, etc. That's what I wanted Outbreak 2 to be, just a much better version of the original Outbreak. Make it not feel as empty, make it a lot more sandbox, give you a lot more freedom to do things, a lot more side quests, a lot more things to do on the map, a lot more bosses, just make it a lot crazier. But that's the complete opposite with Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. Because you are limited by that 1 hour timer, you don't have the freedom to play the game how you want. You have to play it in a more specific way to get to the end. And, well, I guess you have freedom in the fact that you have freedom with how you want to play to get to that endpoint, but the endpoint's always going to be the same. And it also doesn't allow for as much freedom, because you condensed into that 1 hour period, instead of being able to explore and explore and explore and just keep exploring until you find everything. Now you're just not going to be able to do that. I really think I'm not going to enjoy this mode at all. I want the freedom to explore the map, not having to worry about a timer, not having to worry about the goddamn map entrenching around me as the Ethereum circle collapses. That's what DMZ and Warzone fans enjoy, not Zombies fans. We don't want to feel that pressure. Zombies is about those relaxing moments in between rounds and stuff like that, or in Outbreak's case, just mainly in the beginning of the game, and then the more intense parts. And it just seems like you're always going to be on that clock this time. It's just not for me. And like I said, Outbreak, the first iteration, had a lot of issues. Even though I loved it, I could see that there was a lot of room for improvement. Open world Zombies has so much room for improvement. There's so many things they can do to improve the mode and make it a lot more expansive, and also make it more true open world, because the first Outbreak was only bare bones open world. It wasn't really true open world, so it was very, very basic, and I felt like all of those basic things could be filled in with new features and new things you can do on the map. But with DMZ Zombies, that's just not going to be true. So like I said, I hope next year with COD 2024, that could be the year we see the true sequel to Cold War Zombies, because I think Treyarch were rushed on this mode and they didn't have enough time to finish it, because I think, like the rumors have suggested, Modern Warfare 3 was probably just going to be DLC for Modern Warfare 2, and they probably never initially planned to have zombies in it, but Treyarch were probably forced to start working on a zombies mode for it and take their time away from COD 2024 Zombies. So I'm hoping that we see that in COD 2024 Zombies. I hope that we see the true sequel to Outbreak, where we can play indefinitely and just keep playing forever, and it doesn't just become a glorified extraction shooter. I'm not a big fan of these extraction shooters, I'm not gonna lie. Now, there are rumors that Outbreak might go free to play at some point, so I'm wondering if this mode isn't free to play, maybe next year we'll get the true iteration of Outbreak where we can play indefinitely and it's not just DMZ, and maybe then that will be the version that goes free to play, because it's rumored it might also be coming to Warzone Mobile, and I think that would be fun to be able to play on the go. But anyways, that's everything I want to say in this video. Thank you for watching the video. Let me know in the comment section down below, do you agree with me? Do you disagree? And why? I'm sure, of course, DMZ fans will disagree. But anyways, thank you for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe if you're not here for latest and greatest Call of Duty news and information. So anyways, thank you for watching, and bye.